The distress beacon cut through the void like a scream in the darkness. Emma Chen sat straighter in her command chair aboard the Odyssey's Reach, her fingers dancing across the holographic display. The signal was weak, fragmented, but unmistakable. A standard Galactic Coalition emergency broadcast. "Captain, I'm picking up coordinates," Elijah Martinez called from the navigation station, his dark eyes narrowing as he processed the data. "It's coming from the Theta Serpentis system." That's deep in Vracan territory." Emma's jaw tightened. The Vracan Collective, a brutal empire that had been slowly consuming independent systems for the past decade. The Coalition had tried diplomacy, tried sanctions, tried everything short of all-out war. Nothing worked. The Vracans simply took what they wanted. Distance. 4 days at maximum slip space velocity, Elijah replied. "Captain, regulations say we should report this to Coalition Command and wait for a proper task force." "Regulations also say we respond to distress calls immediately," Emma countered. She pulled up the signal analysis. The beacon was broadcasting in Quilvan, a species of peaceful researchers known throughout the galaxy for their medical advancements and philosophical wisdom. "How many ships do we have in this sector?" "Just us," her first officer, Commander Park, answered grimly. "The nearest Coalition vessel is 2 weeks out." Emma stood, her decision made. Humans had only joined the Galactic Coalition 15 years ago, and they were still the newcomers, still proving themselves. But one thing her species had brought to the stars was a stubborn refusal to abandon those in need. Set course for Theta Serpentis, maximum velocity. The crew exchanged glances. They all knew what this meant. The Odyssey's Reach was a science vessel, lightly armed with a crew of only 43. Going into Vracan territory was essentially suicide, but nobody questioned the order. 3 days later, they dropped out of slip space at the edge of the system. What they found made Emma's blood run cold. The Quilvan research station hung in orbit around a gas giant, but it was clear something was terribly wrong. Scorch marks scarred its white hull and debris floated in a spreading cloud around it. Worse, 3 Vracan hunter cruisers circled the station like sharks. "Life signs?" Emma demanded. Elijah's fingers flew across his console. "I'm reading 47 Quilvan survivors clustered in the central habitat module." "But Captain," he looked up, his face pale, "the Vracan are boarding. They're not just raiding, they're taking prisoners." The Quilvan were known for their advanced medical knowledge. The Vracan would use them as slaves, forcing them to heal Vracan warriors, to extend their lifespans to serve their conquests. It was a fate worse than death for a species that valued free thought above all else. "Tactical assessment," Emma ordered. Commander Park pulled up the display. 3 hunter cruisers each outgunned and outmanned us 5-1. Our shields won't last more than 2 minutes under concentrated fire. Recommended action, retreat, and call for reinforcements. The bridge fell silent. It was the logical choice, the smart choice. Emma thought about the 47 Quilvan researchers probably huddled together in terror, watching their captors approach. She thought about the human history she'd studied at the academy. Stories of impossible odds, of ordinary people doing extraordinary things because it was right. "Elijah, how's your piloting?" A slow smile spread across his face. "Captain, I can thread a needle at 0.2 light speed." "Good, because we're going to need a miracle." Emma turned to her tactical officer. "Load all missile tubes. Divert power from life support to shields. We won't need air if we're dead. And somebody get me a comm line to those Vracan ships." "Captain, what are you—" "Just do it." Seconds later, the main view screen flickered to life. A Vracan commander stared back at them, his insectoid features arranged in what might have been amusement. The translator rendered his clicking speech into flat, emotionless words. "A human vessel. How curious. You are far from your designated space, little mammal. Retreat now and we will not add you to our collection." Emma leaned forward, her voice cold as the void. "This is Captain Emma Chen of the Odyssey's Reach. You are in violation of Galactic Coalition law. Release the Quilvan prisoners immediately or face the consequences." The Vracan commander's mandibles spread in what the translator identified as laughter. "One ship? You threaten us with one ship? Your species may be new to the stars, but surely you are not this foolish." "You're right," Emma said calmly. "We are new, which means you don't know what we're capable of." "Last chance, let them go." The transmission cut off. The 3 Vracan cruisers began to turn toward them, weapons powering up. "Elijah, execute pattern Delta 7. Everyone else, hold on to something. The Odyssey's Reach lurched forward, accelerating impossibly fast. Elijah's hands moved like a concert pianist's, sending the ship into a spiraling dive that brought them beneath the closest cruiser. Their missiles launched, not at the wrecking ship, but at the debris field surrounding the station. The explosions turned thousands of metal fragments into a high-velocity cloud of shrapnel. The first cruiser, caught off guard, took the full brunt of the improvised weapon, its shields overloading. But Emma wasn't done. "Ram them, Captain. Trust me." The Odyssey's Reach slammed into the damaged cruiser's stern at a significant fraction of light speed. Their shields, overcharged beyond safety limits, acted like a battering ram. The Vraken ship spun out of control, collision alarms wailing. "Now, Elijah, get us to that station." What followed was the most insane 3 minutes of flying the crew had ever witnessed. Elijah sent their ship through maneuvers that should have torn it apart, dodging plasma fire, using the gas giant's gravity well to slingshot around pursuing cruisers, all while Emma coordinated damage control and kept their shields from completely failing. They reached the station's docking port with hull integrity at 17% and shields nearly gone. But they were there. "Boarding teams, go. We have 2 minutes before those cruisers regroup." The evacuation was chaos. 47 terrified Quilvan researchers, some injured, all traumatized, flooding into the Odyssey's Reach's cargo bays. The Vraken boarding party tried to stop them, but they hadn't counted on humans in close combat. Emma's security team, outnumbered but fighting with desperate fury, held the corridor long enough for the last Quilvan to board. "Seal the hatches. Elijah, get us out of here." The ship tore away from the station just as the Vraken cruisers opened fire. The Odyssey's Reach shuddered under the assault, alarms screaming. But Elijah was already plotting a slip-space jump, something you were never supposed to do this close to a gravity well. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Reality twisted. They escaped. In the cargo bay, Emma found herself surrounded by Quilvan, their large eyes blinking in confusion and gratitude. One elder stepped forward, her translator rendering her melodic speech into standard. "Why?" she asked simply. "Why risk everything for us?" Emma thought about it, then smiled. "Because that's what humans do. We take things personally, especially when bullies hurt our friends." The elder's expression was unreadable to human eyes. But her next words would echo through the coalition for years to come. "We understand now why the galaxy should never underestimate a species from a death world. You do not calculate survival, you calculate what is worth dying for." Emma nodded. It was the most human thing she'd ever heard.